Hello folks, it's been a little while since my last Firefly review, and I can only humbly apologize. The good news is, soon you won't have to worry about whether I'll get a Firefly review out on a weekly basis. The bad news is, soon we won't have any more Firefly for me to talk about. Having said that, today I will be talking about the episode Trash. As you almost certainly know, this is a review of an episode of the 2002 sci-fi cult TV series Firefly. Trash begins with Mal seeing one of his old war buddies, who it turns out is married to Saffron, who we last saw when she tried to take Serenity from our crew after tricking Mal into marrying her. After a skirmish, Saffron tells Mal that she has a job that can make them both millionaires. Mal wants to hear none of it, and then the Serenity crew comes to pick him up, at which point Inara is yelling at Mal for not taking any good jobs on any of the worlds where she can get good work as well. Mal, it turns out, has snuck Saffron onto the ship. She tells the crew her plan, they all agree to it, though none of them trust her at all. And with good reason. Saffron betrays Mal and has snuck a spanner into the works of Serenity's engines, and when all seems lost, it turns out Inara was in on it from the beginning and has the upper hand on Saffron. And so, once again, the day is saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. I know I've been making a habit of saying this, but this is maybe one of the best episodes of the series so far. Everything here is perfect. In fact, this is going to be a short review because I don't know if I have anything critical to say here. This episode does an absolutely fantastic job of keeping us on our toes the entire time. Even when you have seen the episode before, it's pretty seamless how it keeps the surprises coming. This episode is also a smashing good heist episode. The episode Ariel was good too in that regard, but it was much more about the characters, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But this episode focuses much more on delivering a great heist story, and it does not fail to deliver. We also have maybe the highest level of hilarious lines from just about every character in this episode. I cannot think of a single character who does not get at least one good moment here, with the exception of Shepherd Book. As I said in a previous video, with this series leaning heavily toward robbing from the rich and giving to the needy, it's hard to incorporate a man like Book into the stories without going against his character. He's a very interesting character, I feel, but he's not the easiest character to work into stories where thievery is a large part of what's going on. So if it is true that Whedon wanted to slowly phase Book out of the series, as he did in the comics that follow up the series, then I am not surprised. This episode also makes me think if this series had kept going, we would have eventually had Saffron as a regular character on the show. I don't know that for a fact, and it certainly would have been hard to work her into the crew without losing the qualities that made her character unique. But the dynamic between her and everyone else on the ship is just too golden to imagine any of the creators of this show letting her slip into limbo after this episode. Overall, this episode was just about perfect. I can't think of anything to complain about. It's times like this when I understand why people get so angry that this show is canceled. Even though I feel like, as is, the show was perfect, and if it had kept going, we would have eventually had a bad episode. When you look at episodes like this, it seems like they were just getting into their groove. So naturally, I liked this episode. But what did you guys think? Am I overreacting? Am I not giving the show enough love? Let me know in the comments below. And I will at least attempt to be back next week with another review of another episode of Firefly. And if you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be here tomorrow for another video. Until then, I'll see you later. Have a good day.